Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. We begin with the man using a pop-up mosque to raise funds for alleged terrorists in Australian jails. Tonight, we track down that man, Wissam Haddad, who's raising money through his Brothers Behind Bars campaign to hire lawyers for alleged extremists. Haddad is also using social media to help his donation drive. Steve Marshall has this investigation.
Who would you like to see out of jail that's in there right now that you're raising money for?
All the innocent Muslims.
He's the fundraising fundamentalist on a donation drive. That's not for Brothers Behind Bars.
I don't know, it could be, could not be, For me to know, you to find out, I guess.
A man at the centre of radical Islamic preaching who says he lives and dies for the Islamic flag. Being targeted by counter-terrorism police and counts Aussie Islamic State fighters among his friends.
If my comments were any way, shape or form illegal, why am I still free?
Tonight, we track down the evasive Muslim extremist raising money to help accused terrorists detained in our most secure jails.
So that's the problem. So you just look at Muslims as we're guilty until we prove ourselves innocent.
And reveal support from a self-styled preacher whose own brother has been charged under our terror laws.
Do you understand English?
Yes. If you put these two men in a prayer hall together, what do you get?
We get a disaster in making.
Because just where these bucket loads of money end up is anybody's guess.
This money, nobody knows how it will be used.
It's a weekday lunchtime and this could be any community centre in Australia. But the men entering this hall are not here for bingo or a hit of table tennis. They're attending a pop-up mosque. But there's a lot more than just prayers going on behind closed doors here. Right now there's a group of Muslim men on the inside here, including some well-known extremists. Now, not only are they praying, they're also passing the hat around to raise money to help free people from Supermax prison who are facing terror-related charges. The man carrying the plastic donations bin is Wissam Haddad, an elusive Islamic fundamentalist who is reluctant to put his face to his often provocative remarks. Haddad narrowly avoided a prison sentence after a counter-terrorism raid on his home, which uncovered weapons and Islamic State paraphernalia. He received a 12-month good behaviour bond for possessing 2 tasers and a can of capsicum spray.
To think that Allah has exempted us.
Haddad also used to run Australia's most controversial bookshop, the El Risala Islamic Centre, which hosted radical preachers like this man.
They're not calling for us, wallahi, they are calling day and night. For us to support them with our wealth and with our blood and with whatever we possess.
Abu Suleiman encouraged Australians to become foreign fighters before landing in the Middle East himself, and is now a high-profile target on the US military drone hit list. Nowadays, though, it appears Wissam Haddad's swapped the bookshop for Facebook and a checkbook, preaching online, telling Muslims where the next pop-up mosque will be so they can attend and make donations. In this online post, Haddad rejoices over donations raised for a brother in need of legal fees while being held in Supermax prison without a conviction.
The call was for $7,500 as of yesterday. We reached our goal, alhamdulillah. May Allah hasten the release of all Muslim prisoners.
Encouraged by his success, Haddad has set his money-raising sights even higher. This online post for help by Haddad sets a 3-week deadline, calling on 250 people to donate $100 each to raise $25,000. The post says the money is to help a sister before the courts who needs a Queen's Counsel and a brother who is facing alleged terror-related offences. People can donate via PayPal or in person.
He vowed to raise money for all of them and to help all of them and their families.
Anti-extremist campaigner Jamal Daoud says it's common to raise money at prayer time to help families. But he's alarmed at efforts by extremists like Haddad to raise funds for alleged terror suspects on remand.
The money for brothers behind bars would be used for a wide range of issues.
As lunchtime prayers wrap up at the pop-up mosque, we approached the evasive Wissam Haddad for his first on-camera interview.
Steve Marshall from A Current Affair.
It didn't get off to a great start, with Haddad pretending he wasn't who we thought he was.
You sure you're not Wissam Haddad? Wissam, how's the fundraising for Brothers Behind Bars going?
It's going very well.
Okay,
Muslims are always willing to help.
is that the money there?
No, this is the other donation money.
That's not for Brothers Behind Bars.
I don't know, it could be, could not be, you know. For me to know, you to find out, I guess.
Well, that's what we're here to try and find out. Then, who do you want out of jail?
Muslims.
What, all Muslims, or?
Well, all the Muslims that have been wrongfully accused, obviously.
Don't you think they're behind bars for a reason, Wissam? The last thing you want is another man Monis out on the street.
Well, nobody wants that, do they?
No. Who would you like to see out of jail that's in there right now that you're raising money for?
All the innocent Muslims.
Any particular names?
All the innocent Muslims.
Police say the men are suspected extremists whose passports had already been cancelled.
Among the brothers behind bars Haddad wants to help, 5 Victorian men, arrested early this year for allegedly trying to flee Australia in a boat and join Islamic State. One of the 5 is Musa Sirantonio.
He showed very big interest in helping the 5, including Musa Sirantonio. So he's not excluding anybody.
Another of the 5 men is Shaden Thorne. His brother is the controversial South-styled preacher Junaid Thorne, who was convicted for booking an internal flight using a false name. Thorne describes Australian police terror raids here as attacks on Islam and Muslims.
G'day, Mr. Thorne. Mr. Thorne, how are you? You well?
Yeah, I'm right, thank you.
Junaid Thorne was among the lunchtime crowd at Haddad's fundraising pop-up mosque.
What were you doing hopping on a plane providing a false name?
Do you understand English?
Yes.
Right, I said, don't ambush someone coming out of a prayer room and asking questions. Take my number, call me, we'll sit down, we'll have a talk if you want.
We called Thorne about that
flying anywhere
sit-down chat, but he declined.
Going on a plane anywhere soon?
Other men attending that day were also keeping tight-lipped.
You got real work to
Hey,
do?
what about you, buddy? Did you donate?
I speak to them right.
Were you donating inside?
I speak to them right. Sure. Have a nice flight, man.
Who do you want to see out of jail?
You're successful, bro.
We're not the only ones questioning Haddad's motives. He was recently banned from praying at this mosque here and is no longer welcome. Now that forced Haddad and his band of merry fundraisers to set up shop just a few k's away down the road.
No, this is the other donation.
Wissam Haddad insists his bucket of money will also help families whose primary breadwinner is in jail on terror charges.
Even if the person who's gone to jail has done something wrong, his family shouldn't have to wear that. So if we can help their family, I don't see what the issue is.
He declared that he will fundraise funds for the people who are not convicted yet, and they are still presumed innocent. But this money, nobody knows how it will be used.
Anti-extremist campaigner Jamal Daoud is concerned funds raised at pop-up prayer halls like Wissam Haddad's and other more established mosques could end up being used for more sinister means.
The mosques are raising millions of dollars every Friday around Australia, and we don't know where this money go to.
Wissam?
Yeah.
What happens now then? How many more donations do you...
What happens now? We might drive off and we end this. See you later.
How much money are you going to raise? How much have you raised?
The Australian Federal Police told A Current Affair it doesn't comment on individuals, nor confirm who they may or may not be investigating. And while we don't suggest there is anything wrong with fundraising for legal fees or bail money, the AFP pointed out that it is a criminal offence for a person to provide or collect funds in support of a terrorist activity.